Hi, my name's Nicole, and welcome to the Dope Student Podcast. And who am I here with today?
Amy Hennessey with the Employing Bricklayers Association.
All right, Amy, could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us about your journey to becoming an executive director for Employing Bricklayers?
My direction in getting here has been very diverse. I started out in banking, and then I spent 14 years raising my children, my 4 boys, and moving around the states. And when I moved back, I started back in banking, and then I ended up with the Employing Bricklayers Association because the gentleman prior to me was retiring.
What initially drew you to the masonry industry after starting your career in banking?
Fred Charlanza was the executive director of EBA prior to me. And from my journey working in the industry with another association and with the GBCA, he reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to receive the torch. He was passing the torch and asked me if I would be interested in being the executive director. And after my interview, they hired me.
Can you explain the significance of having a masonry program in the Philadelphia School District and how it could help close the gaps in the Masonry Union?
Basically, any time a student is exposed and has the experience of working with masonry and learning how to butter the brick, lay the brick, they get excited. And that excitement carries over into being aware of the city and the history of masonry and the opportunity to learn at an early age and find that passion that carries over once they graduate high school is truly important. And anytime their hands-on experience, they understand the pride that comes with the skilled labor.
What specific benefits does the masonry industry offer that you think students should be aware of?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What specific benefits does the masonry industry offer that you think students should be aware of?
Like I said, it's the pride of building a structure that lasts for decades. And it's a structure that in the city of Philadelphia is embraced. That's what our city was built on, was masonry. And there can be beautiful structures that you drive by and you say, I built that, I built that. In addition to the people in our union have a camaraderie that is a little bit different, I believe, because it is a skilled trade, and the pride that comes with it carries over, and part of that pride is passing it forward.
All right. How do you think your diverse career experiences from banking to construction have shaped your perspective on career development?
I think it's helped shape my experience to share that when you graduate high school, there's not one journey. You start out in one position, and as you talk to people and meet people and consider different career opportunities, it eventually leads you to what you love.
You mentioned the importance of not staying in silence and working together with all resources. Could you elaborate on this and how it applies to construction industry?
Basically, sometimes in our communities, we tend to stay in our silos. And being in our silos doesn't help us solve problems. And talking to Mr. Jared and understanding what this program is about, it's important to have our communities talk with one another, developers, architects, general contractors, and subcontractors. When we all come together and share problems, frustrations, situations, we build a better product. We build a better community. And the unions help build better communities. We help invest in the community by paying a living wage, by offering benefits of health and welfare and pensions and annuities, and that translates into better communities.
What are some of the key challenges you faced in your career, and how have you overcome them?
The challenges, like I said, and talking to Mr. Jarrett too, was the silos that we get in and breaking down those silos and opening up communications for solutions, for better opportunities, for better conversations to understand and listen and learn.
What advice would you give to students who are considering a career in the masonry or construction industry?
The advice would be is find your passion. I think the biggest thing with students at this point is finding what you enjoy. Do you like working with people? Do you like working by yourself? Do you like working with your hands? Are you better with math? It's just finding that your best skill set, finding that best skill set, and then following that journey through life and who you meet and how that can change at any moment.
How can exposure to real-world experiences like those provided by masonry programs benefit students in making informed career choices?
Again, it's gaining that experience, gaining that hands-on, getting that interaction with people that do the job, getting that interaction that people have that passion, and sharing that passion with others.
Do you have any memorable experiences or lessons from interacting with students that you can share with us?
Again, we had a golf event yesterday that we gave 17 $5,000 scholarships in the John Sabia Senior Scholarship Program through EBA, and also with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 1. And so there were 17 students there and their families, and just sharing with them before they go to college or why they're in college, and having that conversation of what they're doing and why they're doing it. And learning to open up their minds and learning to have those conversations. And every person you meet in life has a purpose in your life. And sharing that and having those conversations, you just don't know where it's going to go.
Can you tell us a fun fact or interesting fact about yourself that our listeners might find surprising?
Fun fact. Well, I have 4 boys, played ice hockey at a very high level. My one son referees in the minor league hockey. And another fun fact, I have a son who has some challenges that brings joy and life and love to our family and the other boys, and the family connections that we have as a family, the fun that we have.
Last question for today is there any specific message or piece of advice you would like to leave with us and our audience today?
Keep your mind open. Keep working hard. Have a good work ethic. When you have the opportunity to prove yourself in a very positive way, and be respectful of each other, be respectful of yourself, and be respectful of your futures, and be true to who you are, and treat each other the way you want to be treated.
Before we end off, we would like to ask, do you have any social media pages where we can reach you or your company out on?
I am on LinkedIn, and our association is on LinkedIn. We really don't do other social media venues because we are in the commercial construction industry, and that's a little bit limiting for our industry. So LinkedIn, I'm on there, Amy Hennessey, in addition to EBA, Employing Bricklayers Association. So connect with us. We'd love to hear from you.
We would like to thank Amy for coming out to the Dope Student Podcast. Thank you so much for watching another episode on the Dope Student Podcast. Bye.
Bye.